Hey guys, what's up? Programmer2090 here to talk to you guys about what I think the top 10 best games from E3 are. Now, I know this is a little late because E3 is close to a month old by now, but I'm going to do it anyways. So let's start with, jump straight in with number 10. I'm going to start off with a Microsoft exclusive, and it's my only Microsoft exclusive because, I just wasn't really into a lot of what they showed. But what I was into was Spark, and I think Spark is really cool because of all the, kind of unique things you can do with it. It's like if you guys have ever played Trials or whatever, you know that the community for that can make really interesting things that aren't even like motorcycle type expansions and add-ons for it. So I think that with this whole Spark thing where you can create your own world and create like all the AI options and everything for it, I think this could be really cool. And I'm excited to see what the community for for this game could end up making, because they can end up making entire games, like StarCraft 2 pretty much invented. I don't remember if it was StarCraft or Warcraft, but like StarCraft or Warcraft, they invented tower defense in that. So, this could be really cool based on what people do with it, but I think a lot of it is based on the community. Also, maybe they can create something to come with it that is a full game itself. But anyways, that's my number 10, so let's move on. Alright, for number 9, I'm going with Final Fantasy 15. Um, I wasn't too excited about Final Fantasy versus 13. But when I saw it this year at E3, the whole teleporting sword type thing, it looked really interesting to me. It looked like real time, and it looked really, really good, like the graphics, and I think it's using that same engine for like Agni's Philosophy or whatever that was called when they showed back last year's E3. So Final Fantasy 15 looks really cool, and I don't really have a lot to say about it except for that it looked really cool and the graphics are looking great. But I think that we'll see more on that game, and hopefully it comes out, within like the first year of the PS3 and Xbox One. But I guess we'll see. Anyways, moving on, number 8, which is Destiny. Now, Destiny reminded me right off the bat of gave me like a Borderlands type vibe, and with Borderlands, one of the main problems I had with it, which isn't really a logical problem or whatever, but one of the problems I had with Borderlands is that it was I had say me and my 3 friends were playing Borderlands, and like my 4th friend would jump on and he'd be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we're playing Borderlands." Like, "Oh, can I jump in?" And be like, "Yeah, sorry, we're full up." But Destiny, besides looking really good, which I don't really need to keep saying that it looks really good. All these games look really good, to be honest. But yeah, we can jump in 15 people, because it's an MMO, so theoretically you can have an infinite number of people in one game, and it just seems really cool to me that, that's the type of game, and it's on a console, and as long as there's not like a, subscription fee just to play Destiny, I will be totally on board with that. So yeah, that's my number 8. Moving on to number 7, which this next game sort of disappointed me because I was expecting something way different, which the game is Mario 3D World. I think it's what's called Super Mario 3D World or whatever. I was expecting, because when they announced that we're going to be showing a new 3D Mario game at E3, I was like, holy crap, Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Super Mario 64, those are some of the best video games ever made, in my opinion, when it comes to Mario platforming. And I was like, holy crap, this is going to be it. This is going to be Super Mario Universe. This is going to be the game that is, the best game of all time, because, I'm a big-time Mario fan, and I believe that Super Mario Galaxy 2 was the best game ever made. Anyways, story for another day. But then they ended up showing us Super Mario 3D World, which sort of looked like the 3DS game, only it's 4 players. So, this game would be a lot higher on the list if it was Super Mario Universe. But, whatever. You take what you can get from Nintendo. So, you know, I mean, I know it's going to be fun. I know the second half of the game is going to be challenging, so, you know, it's going to be good, and I'll play it. Moving on, number 6 is The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Now, this game has got me excited to play Zelda again because this is a sequel to A Link to the Past. Now, admittedly, I've never actually finished A Link to the Past, which I want to get around doing before this game comes out. And to tell you the truth, it's a lot easier to get into a game right before the sequel comes out. You know, like before Final Fantasy 13 2 came out, I was able to jump into 13 and, you know, beat that game real quickly. But anyways, this game looks really cool. I mean, it's a Zelda game, so obviously it's going to be good. You know, I mean, there's not a single Zelda game out there that I didn't like a whole terrible lot. I mean, you know, there's some of the handheld games had problems, but I don't think this game is going to have nearly the problems that the other handheld Zelda games had. Like, the only thing that really held Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass back was the stupid, you know, touchscreen, you know, bullshit that happened in that game. But this is going to be different. You know, this is a sequel to A Link to the Past, so it has some mighty big expectations to live up to. Number 5, I went back and forth if I was even going to put this one on the list because it's of Kingdom Hearts 1, and this is an HD, you know, an HD version of that, and this is also the what was it, Reach into Memories, which I never actually played because I owned that game, but I never got around to it because I already played the story and I was just like not into it at the time. But now that it's coming out in HD, I'll play through both of them. And on top of that, I never beat 358 over 2 days because that game was super repetitive and you know, boring. I didn't want to get through it. So this is coming with over 2 hours of cutscenes, fully voiced cutscenes for that game. So I don't even have to ever play it, which is, you know, really freaking cool in my opinion. So, you know, that's why that's on the list. Anyways, moving on to number 4 is Final Fantasy. This is also another game that I wasn't sure I was going to put on the list, but it made it on there anyways. I'm so excited for it. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD. Final Fantasy X is my very favorite Final Fantasy game, like, ever made. And admittedly, I haven't played a lot of Final Fantasy games. I've only really played 10 and 13 to completion. But I completely loved the story in 10. You know, I love the characters. I love Tidus. I love Yuna. You know, I love Auron, all those guys. But it's going to be really cool to play the international versions of those games because we never got that. So again, it's bringing something new to the table, even though it is a remake. And I'm really excited for the international. You know, because Final Fantasy X, as good as the story was and everything, after you beat the game, there's pretty much nothing left to do, and anything there was left to do wasn't challenging in the, you know, battle sense. But now that we have the international version, there's going to be all kinds of extra bosses and you know, side quests and everything to go on. I think it's going to make it really interesting because you can level up your characters pretty damn far in that game. Anyways, moving on to number 3 is Pokemon X and Y. Now, Pokemon becoming a yearly franchise, I talked about this in my top 10, what is it, top 10 games of, I believe I talked about this in my top 10 games of whatever, like, I'm excited for. I don't remember if I actually did or not, but Pokemon becoming a yearly franchise for me, I thought, you know, is sort of a problem because, like, you know, those games that fall into yearly franchise, when they come out yearly, sort of get like a bad rendition, like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. You know, when it comes out yearly, it seems like the quality of the games really suffer. But for Pokemon X and Y, I don't know, it seemed like it had to have been in development since, you know, for more than a year. But it looks like they're really changing things up, and I think it's going to be really good to get back into the Pokemon crates again. My friend Joseph, who hasn't played Pokemon since Gen 2, is going to be getting back into it for this game, so I'm really pumped for Pokemon X and Y just because I think that they're going to do something new, and they're going to spicing it up again, and you know, hopefully get my love for Pokemon going back again. Number 2, this one was a fight, like, really, it was a fight between this one being number 1 or number 2, and ultimately I had to put this in the number 2 slot, is Kingdom Hearts 3. When I saw the E3, you know, trailer for this game, and I was like, well, you know, what, you know, they showed all the old games, I'm like, oh, what are they announcing, could it really be, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3, and then pops out and he's all in, you know, HD looking and everything, and I was like, no, there's no way. And he picks up Eric, uses Keyblade, and I'm like, and then they find, Kingdom Hearts 3, and I just screamed out, yes. I love Kingdom Hearts. Birth by Sleep, I believe, is one of my favorite games of all time. Kingdom Hearts 2 is amazing. I can't wait to play the final mix version of that game. I cannot wait for Kingdom Hearts 3, and I hope, there's no way it's coming in 2014, really. I think we'll be lucky to get it in 2015, but, oh man, if it keeps up the tradition of how good Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep was, this game is going to be amazing. And finally, my number one game, just the excitement for it, the high of E3, I couldn't put this any lower than the number one spot, and it's Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. To be honest, I am really glad that this game is coming to both the Wii U and the 3DS, because I love my 3DS. My 3DS is one of my favorite game platforms that I've ever owned, and once Super Smash Bros. Comes to it, it's over. It is the very best console, in my opinion, once it gets Super Smash Bros., because as much as I love the N64, this is going to push the 3DS over the top, because there's just so many great games for that system. But aside from that, it's coming to the Wii U as well, and I believe that it's going to be Nintendo's killer app that sells the Wii U. It's coming sometime in 2014, I believe, probably holiday, and I just can't wait for both the 3DS version and the Wii U version. Wii Fit Trainer, Mega Man, Animal Crossing Villager, those characters all look awesome. Admittedly, Wii Fit Trainer doesn't look, like I'm going to be using her that much, but she still looks fun, and the Animal Crossing character, I'm the most excited about him being announced, because all those different moves and the whole balloon fight thing, I was so looking forward to, with the new characters they can announce, and, they'll be bringing out new screenshots over, I believe they announced 5 new screenshots a week, and, eventually they'll announce to us. Hopefully we'll get, characters like Isaac and Little Mac from Punch-Out!, and I just think that there's so much possibilities with the game. The 3DS version is going to be different in the Wii U version. There might be different characters in the 3DS version than in the Wii U version, so they can be, more characters than in the last Smash Bros. Game. The stages will be different for the, 3DS version, and the Wii U version will have, stages that are more geared towards, the console games, while the 3DS will have stages geared towards, the handheld games. It's going to be so good. And, I just couldn't get over putting that game any lower on the list. But anyways, check that, guys. I'm going to be trying to, upload videos more regularly, if I can. Anyways, that's my top 10 list for games of E3 2013. Pro Gamer, signing out. Bye.
Breathe slowly as you hold this pose. Focus on holding your balance. Try to keep your center of balance within the yellow area. Great, keep it up. Let's get fired up. 1, 2, 3. That's it.